Hello everybody and welcome to a very special edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race here on simbroadcasts.tv. Tonight, the 250th edition, can you believe it? The Formula BMW at Westhill North, a custom layout by Rony. I'm joined tonight in the commentary box by a bumper crew. I've got Eoin Harmon alongside me again, as well as a new face to some of you, or a new voice rather. Welcome into the commentary booth, Zdravko Topolnjak.
Hello everybody.
Hi there.
Hi Pete, hi Zdravko.
Are we looking forward to tonight? It's going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah, this should be an absolute treat, to be honest. Brand new layout. A lot of drivers will be practicing away. But it's certainly going to deliver a lot of treats with the speed and the tight sort of hill climb sections. That'd be my opinion. What's everyone else think?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Zdravko. You've done probably the most laps on this combination this week.
Well, I didn't. I just watched other drivers racing, and I think the race should be awesome. It's a quite technical track with not a lot of room for mistakes.
No, I mean you're used to making mistakes in Rony's Tuesday Fun Races. So anyway, let's head on to see where we are tonight. Tonight we are at round number 6 of the 2021 Championship, and as I mentioned, it's the 250th edition of the series. We've done 6 rounds so far this year, and tonight, as we mentioned, we're at Westhill North RGE, which is 6.2 kilometers, so quite long, gents, nearly 4 miles long. Qualification has been underway for the best part of an hour almost, and we have a 15-lap race around this technical track. I have driven it before, apparently, in the FXO back in one of the previous RTFR rounds at this track, but yeah, it's pretty new to us, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say someone hasn't driven Westhill and its regular guys that much. This is completely unfamiliar. The very last sector, I think, is an absolute treat. Has a figure 8 sort of underpass and then onto the bridge. Yeah, so let's talk about the FBM, the Formula BMW. It has a 1.2 litre inline 4 engine at the mid behind the driver, and has rear-wheel drive with 140 brake horsepower, and it just weighs over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, thanks for that, Eoin. So, Zdravko, what's going on the track? Where are the drivers up to?
Well, I'm currently looking at Gemini doing another hot lap. He's way ahead of the rest of the field with 213 flat. What I see is a big spread on the whole field, and that just shows that the track is quite new for a lot of drivers, and that it's not as easy to drive as some other tracks.
Yeah, as we see, quite well. In fact, 2 cars there.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas loops it, and Mandula heavy into the wall on probably one of his attempts. And yeah, we have another massive amount of cars trying to qualify for this. I think we've got 40 times on the board right now. 41, in fact. As you can see there, Tino Falkenberg of Sim Broadcasts trying to get into the qualifying session. He's currently 41st, which is not good enough. So yeah, he needs to pull his socks up a bit. So with 5 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, it's time to bring everyone up to speed with the Drivers' and Teams' Championship. In the Drivers' Championship, leading the way, it's Sidus' Rick Cardle with 97 points, ahead of Eoin for World Class Lions by 13 points there. Unite is 3rd for Genuine Racing, and Botsy is, well, quite a way off actually at the moment, down in 4th place. Mandula P5, Born to Race is Abe in P6, Spiky P7, Cozzy P8, Yari in P9, and Falcon rounds out the top 10. Over in the Teams Championship, it's a similar story at the top. We have Sidus leading the way with 170 points ahead of World Class Lions. Race Green Autosports, the hosts, in P3, Born to Race P4, Sim Broadcast up in P5. Get in. Master Race Car P6, Fragmaster P7, Alma Course P8, and Fortunato Racing Team currently P9. So tonight, it looks like Rick Cardle is struggling to put this car on pole position. He's almost 6/10 off of Gemini, Zdravko.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him training a lot, but you know that Rick isn't driving single-seater cars that much, and even if he gets 2nd position in this race, it will be like a win for him, I think.
Yeah, certainly. We're watching him right now. He's on the back straight of this section. This track is very unique in the sense that it's using parts of the racetrack, but also using parts of the outer ring roads around the Westhill environment in Live for Speed. So we don't often cover races like this, do we? I think the last race we covered where we ended up using some of the extra roads in Live for Speed was as part of the final of the Layout Racing League. Although I'm not sure about that actually. Maybe not. But anyway, look at this. It's a cool little overpass section here that goes through the grandstands, making use of the LFS layout editor, and off onto what would usually be the final corner of Westhill International, gents.
Yeah, very much so. It's a mixture, as I mentioned in the intro. The drivers can't rely on top line speed and not necessarily just the downforce to get through the corners. You need to put up both. Lovely onboard here with Ricardo. He has a little bit of traffic ahead of him, but if he feels he has to abandon this lap, he has one last chance to get around within 2 minutes and let's say 20 seconds. Definitely getting around. Yeah, he's going to get a slipstream boost here under the Westhill Bridge. Just help him out.
Very precise, and next section where he's coming to is just the section that needs a lot of precision of the drivers. Here on the entry to the turn, he will surely take the asphalt on his lap. Yeah, on that entry it's maybe a bit better to take a wider line for the asphalt, but it's very tricky because if you go wide you're on the grass already.
Those barriers, Zdravko, they look absolutely merciless in this middle part of the circuit. Like this corner here, I think it would be about turn 9. That is utterly bedlam, I'd say, if it's too wide and someone decides I'm going to go for it. I think that'd be a lot of danger. So hopefully the drivers keep it calm on the opening lap. A lot of new experiences for them.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there that Rick had written the lap off, but he was very lucky with his contact with the Armco there. He's coming down to the final couple of... Oh, he's backed out of it. He's actually backed out of the lap. So, yeah, he's going to go for one more attempt then, if he's got the tyres for it. But yeah, he's not got a lot of time left, has he, to get this job done. This will be his final attempt, the lap after this. So, yeah.
Yeah, he hit that Armco a bit because he has a bit of a damage, but nothing too major, nothing that would influence the car.
Yeah, Rick's teammate, Gabor, just coming across the line in P7. He'll have one more attempt. We're watching Zesty, who looped the car behind Rick on the previous attempt. Bass there in P3. He's got up to P3, and he's only 1/100th of a second behind Rick. So that's a good attempt. Unite and Mandula round out the top 5.
Yeah, Unite put in a good lap about 2 or 3 minutes ago, guys. Certainly very strong middle part of the track for him. Got him up into the second row. But we need to pay attention to LG Mice there as well. He's right on the periphery. If SBTV Thelo can find those extra few seconds to get him onto the grid, then it'll be Mice will be sweating on 40th and last.
We've got a race going on down the back straight between Chameleon and someone driving in the stock FBM livery there. Chameleon yet to set a time in this session actually, so there's a few more drivers out there on a last ditch attempt to try and qualify for the 250th running of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. It's been running for a number of years this series, and yeah, a milestone tonight.
While that was happening, I was watching Ricardo's lap, and it's faster now, but it won't be fast enough to take the pole position. He was already 3/10 of Gemini over the first sector.
So it does look like the Master Race Car driver is going to take the pole position unless anyone else can get ahead of him in the last attempt. The clock is 0 and has been like that for a while, and so yeah, we're just waiting for full confirmation of who the final car across the line will be. Looks like a lot of drivers are still pushing out there, so they really are trying to get in an attempt. We're watching Mandula now, P5 at the moment, Look at the gaps at the top between Rick down to P6 Zesty there. There's nothing between these guys, but then there's a void, an absolute void between them and Gemini.
Yeah, that's as large as I've ever seen on RTFR. Usually the drivers are familiar with their car and track combos. This time around, it's a huge climb what they have to achieve here. So that's why the likes of Gemini are so far ahead. And big improvement there. I think Ricardo is second place.
Yeah, that was a good improvement at the last attempt there. Mandula comes across the line, does not improve. So Mandula looks like he's going to be in P5. But yeah, a couple more cars waiting to come across the line, and then we will be able to give you the full classification for the 250th running of RTFR.
Magic comes across the line, and that's a good improvement, 216.84. That lifts up the race green car.
Yeah, P28 then for Magic. Good attempt. Yeah, there's so many drivers and such tight times actually. We've got quite a spread down to P39. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good one, gents. And it doesn't look like Tilo's going to qualify, so that's a shame. Yeah. The 41st and final driver there, unable to improve on his lap time. Okie dokie. So let's give you a full rundown of the qualifying for the 250th edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. On pole position, it is Gemini for Master Race Car with a 2-minute 13 flat. 0.4 of a second behind its Sidus is Rick Cardle, Fatas in P3, Unite P4, Mandula P5, Zesty is on P6, Gabor P7, Simbroadcast Adam in P8, Michael Malek P19, P9. Then it's Zamuli in P10, Redbot P11, Talha P12, Dario P13, Gentleman Young Tommy B in P14, Twin Cam for Born to Race P15, Jocks in P16, Yaroslav Donlik P17, Texas for Master Race Car in P18, Lorenzo P19, and Ayub in P20. Rony just outside the top 20 there in P21, Atian P22, Tim Dicknodder in P23, Anam Faz in P24, Sabot for Road Appraiser in P25, Kid for Sim Broadcast in P26, Sim Jintas P27, Magic for Race Green P28, Iron Donny slightly further down than you'd expect to see him possibly, P29, maybe not that having a great time in the FBM today. Xtoff is in P30, Steve Martin in P31. Then we've got Timu Soini P32 for World Class Lines, Elmo for Sim Broadcast in P33, Climbs in P34, 7-9 in P35. Then it's World Class Lines, Yari and Yoni Katilla. Yari getting the Katilla family honours there in P36. Yoni just behind P37. Ricky for Master Race Car P38. Mies in P39. And Kirku is the lucky driver on the bubble in P40. And I have to show it. I'm sorry, Tilo, but Chameleon and Tilo didn't make the cut today. P41 and P42 for them. So, gents, we've got a couple of minutes. What do we think is going to happen down into turn number 1 with all this lot?
My guess is a lot of chaos. The drivers won't want to be feeling isolated at the back, so I think 1 or 2 will fancy a risk. Because they know for about half the lap there'll be very little chance of overtake. So I'd say a few people will take a gamble.
I think with a track like this, probably first top 3-4 will try to attack Gemini for the lead, because I think that's their only chance considering the pace he's shown in the quali. And after him there will be a group of 5-6 cars with very similar speed.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a gaggle. But yeah, 40 cars around a 2-minute 14 lap. It's going to be less. It's going to be less crazy out there maybe than some of the other rounds we've had this season already. But still a good one. The FBM is a tricky car. It's got a lot of downforce for its speed and power. So it's going to provide some thrilling racing, I'm sure. And speaking of thrilling racing, we've got some absolute action coming up for you on Sim Broadcasts over the next few days and weeks. Coming up Tomorrow we have the Scottish Motor Racing Club's Esports Racing Spring Cup kicking off in iRacing. Road Atlanta Full Course in the Global Mazda MX-5 Cup. That'll be live on Sim Broadcast's Twitch channel, the SMRC Esports Facebook channel, and the SMRC YouTube channel tomorrow from 8 o'clock UTC. So that's going to be an exciting one. Our first foray into iRacing. Then at the weekend, we have the return of New Dimension Racing's GT2 Challenge from Aston Grand Touring, the season finale of that season. We're all looking forward to that here at Sim Broadcast. It's been an absolutely wild ride. Owen, how's qualifying going for that, or practice rather?
I've only done probably about 10 decent laps around the track. Just perhaps personal life getting in the way a little bit, but feeling a bit better. I can go for a bit of practice tomorrow and I'll be ready for Thursday.
Yeah, so pre-qualifying for the final begins on Thursday, but it's not the final outing of the GT2s this year. Oh no, because registrations are now open for the 6-hour endurance, the GT2 Challenge 6-hour endurance. Sign-ups are open now on the Live for Speed forum, and that will be at Westhill International on Sunday, the 21st of March at 14:30 UTC. That is in fact the wrong time. I apologise for that. It is not then. It is in a few weeks' time. Anyway, moving on. We have another announcement, and that is that on Monday we are going to be streaming the first round of the Master Race Cars GTR Monday series organised by MRC. We're going to be streaming 6 rounds of this championship, which will go through until the end of August. We're streaming a few rounds here and there, the opener, a few rounds in the middle, and the finale. And we can't wait for that. The first round this Monday coming Kyoto Ring K31 in the GT1s. So yeah, a new series here on Sim Broadcasts by a team that we've worked with in the past, both with their E-Challenge last year and the BF1 League, which was very successful. So we're all looking forward to GTR Monday. Phew, that was a lot of announcements. But yeah, back to tonight. We are looking forward to 15 laps around Westhill North RGE, the 250th edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. Looks like we've got 2 minutes left until the green light.
Yeah, that's the risk we take when we have an empty schedule. We had 1 week since GT2 with nothing on the schedule, and now it's all going to be popping up.
At least you guys won't be bored.
No, exactly. I'd like to correct myself. The GT2 Challenge 6-hour sign-ups are open, and that is on the actual race is on Sunday the 4th of April at 2:30, not this weekend. This weekend is the final round of the GT2 Challenge. So yeah, Owen, I think you've got some facts for us that you wanted to squeeze in, provided by Tilo before we get racing. We can obviously talk about them during the race, but you've got a few things you want to say?
Yeah, indeed. If we're going to talk about the FBM in its RTFR history, this is the 13th appearance of the car, with Sidus winning previously at AU1. And it's Gabor, Gabor was the last winner, but Sidus Botsi has won 4 times in the car, with the last time being the 174th at Fern Bay. The average turnout is 14.2, and again, that's going to be smashed. And the 5th largest win by a driver in RT4 history was Agent. He was 56 seconds clear of P. Butcher.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Why did you have to do it?
Sure, I rolled. I rolled on the last appearance I was here, so I think we're even.
Yeah, I'd like to mention that I did actually win a race at Race Green, this track in the FXO in the 129th edition of the RTFR. So I have some success in RTFR, as well as being destroyed by Niki Dakovic in an FBM. Anyway, how close are we to go? We've got a couple of like a minute or something, haven't we, before we go green?
Yep.
Alrighty. Any more facts we want to throw at the audience, Owen? Anything else we want to cram in?
Yeah, we can talk about Westhill's history in RTFR. 34 races have been held at Westhill. The last winner was Unite just a few times ago at the FZ5. Remember, he hit the bin. That was just a few races ago, in fairness. But this is the second time we've used Westhill North, the custom layout, and that was indeed won by UP. And this is the 12th different layout we've used in history of Westhill. with the MRTs last appearing here. So let's get cracking for the race.
Yeah, let's go indeed. Look at that. Look at all those cars stretching up the hill there. It's a bumper grid, 40 cars. Take us away for the lights, Eoin.
Yeah, as Rony loves to say, it's race clean and race green. But we need those greens to appear to get moving. And they're off. Here we are. Lovely start for Gemini, but Ricardo is going to be right alongside the first left-hander. Everyone else looks to be nice and smooth as well. Oh, big dive there from Fadas in the Jordan. And down the back it looks okay.
Yeah,
one or two bumps. Oh, and a roll for Teemu Soini. Teemu Soini rolls in the background.
Oh, wow.
He's clipped the curb and the car just completely toppled over. And the car goes off. I think that's Rony.
It's Rony. Rony himself is off, but look at this. We've got Gabor and Zesty having a battle in the background, side by side. They're coming up to the top of the hill. Gabor has to settle back behind. But a great start there for Gemini.
Oh, look at the dive there from one of the other master race cars. Just the particular colour of the writing.
Yeah, Talha is making great gains here. He's up to P7 already. Lots of making up for a few errors of other drivers. We've got Adam going right down the order. What's happened to Adam? Adam's all the way at the back now. P38, in fact. So he's had a disastrous start.
He's called it RIP me. He must have made a mistake on the grass and had to recover.
Well, I like the old Sauber livery there from Unite. I actually have a model of that exact car, the Sauber from 1999 F1 car. He's in P3 at the moment, and we've got a whole load of action going off in the background.
Tim DC on the he's driving a Lotus. I don't think his skin is loaded for us, but he's alongside the Jordan. And Texas blocking the way. Lorenzo also on the slipstream. This is just so close to the hill climb. I have to describe it as a hill climb style portion of the road. And it's just 3 and 4 cars so close here. But now the bridge is coming up, so someone has to brake.
Yeah, it's just an enormous back straight here, and then it comes down into this tiny right-hander. It looks so much fun, but it's like
Lorenzo!
There's someone spun in front, and it's caused an absolute pile-up.
Oh, beep, beep. Everyone's going to be in the way.
And then reversed into the middle of the road again. Was that Lorenzo, did you say?
Yeah, Lorenzo has the Target Chip Ganassi livery.
Oh, goodness me. So Lorenzo, after getting it wrong and blocking the whole field, pulled over and then reversed back in front of everyone again. Anyway, Gemini has an absolutely huge lead over Rick Cardle at the moment, almost a second the gap after the first lap. Rick Cardle then P2. Under pressure from Unite, you have to say. And Lorenzo, absolute disaster of a lap for him. But somehow he's only just outside the top 20 after that incident. So, yeah. In fact, he's just outside the top 30. He did lose quite a handful of places.
But what's lucky for him, he didn't get any damage, so he can continue racing.
Yeah, it's probably the slowest speed corner on the track where he had all the collision. Basically every single car from about P15 downwards as Mandula hits the wall. That's a big accident for Mandula. That's a rare mistake, you have to say. And that's going to cause damage to the front of his car. He very consciously leaves plenty of room for other drivers as he rejoins. But that's bad for Mandula. A rare error for the race green driver there.
And Fadas got himself into trouble as well, guys. He was battling with someone else and just tagged him. I think that was the 4th corner.
Yeah, so all the guys at the top. As we've got someone. Who's that in the wall? Is that Mies crashing into the wall ahead?
Yeah,
it is in fact.
Huge predicament. Yeah, that's bent the suspension.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult race, of which we have 13 laps to go, and we have a battle on our hands between Rick Cardle and Unite. Rick Cardle is defending really hard at the moment from Unite. We go on the rear view camera here, and Unite's moving to the inside for what will be the deciding corner for this battle.
Yeah, this is crucial for Unite's race. He doesn't want Sidus to swamp him out.
No, of course, Unite is still firmly in the hunt for the Drivers' Championship at this point. Obviously, we're very early in the year as we've got a car spinning ahead. Who was that? Was that a back marker? No, it was Zest. No, it wasn't Zesty. Was that a back marker? I couldn't work it out. It was Gemini, in fact. It was our race leader had spun. So our race leader had spun, unseen to us, and he is now not in first place. That will be updated at the split time. Rick Cardle has taken over, is currently in a battle with Zesty, and Unite has taken over to lead the race. So Gemini, after having a very, very comfortable lead, dropped the car on his own, by the looks of it.
And he's now in 5th position, but he has also no damage, so guys are lucky here.
Yeah, and what he does have is a lot of pace. So in, well, 12 laps time, can Gemini carve back through the field? He's only 3 seconds off, but still a disaster of a lap there, end of the lap for Gemini. Nico looks pretty comfortable right now. Unite out in the lead. Zesty then holding up the Master Race Car honours, currently on the podium with the 2 Sidus cars now battling for the final spot.
Yeah, I think the car to watch here will be Gabor, because he didn't practice a lot, and as the laps go on, okay, he didn't lose it. As the laps go on, he will gain confidence and start pushing more and more.
Yeah, I thought he'd lost it as you'd said that, but he didn't actually lose it. He did have a weird gear shift there, actually. Lost a bunch of time. I don't know if he was just backing off to, I don't know, take some aero off. I don't think so. A bit of a weird change that for Gabor. But yeah, Zdravko says that Gabor's the man to watch, so we'll keep an eye on him. There's all sorts going on down the back of the field. We've got cars dropping off. Adam again, I think, in trouble. Or is he just making up places? I can't work it out.
I think he's in trouble.
Alrighty, so Unite leads from Zesty, from Rick Cardle, and then Gabor. Gemini, after that spin on the last lap, has already taken 2/10 out of Gabor, so he's on a move. This is the top 5, and guys, I think this is the battle for the race, isn't it? There's a big gap between Gemini and Talha at the moment.
Yeah, that's where it's going to pay later on down the line. Still a long way to go. This bridge, I don't think you'd be doing at all much overtaking here, but it's all about the exit. Oh, we have a crash just on the long back straight, turn 11. We've got Sinjintas and among him spinning, and the likes of Yanni Catilla and Stephen Martin have avoided the chaos.
Yeah, I think the car in question removed itself from the equation pretty quickly. We missed it, but yeah, we've had 5 drivers out, and we've got a
Zesty loses it.
Front. Yeah, Zesty's lost it now, and spins in fact. Doing nice donuts on the grass. Not the best way to get back on the track, that, but there we go. Rejoins way down, so P2 and probably outside the top 10 then for Zesty. So yeah, Gemini promoted to P4 also took the fastest lap. Yeah, Gabber has made his way around Rick Cardle, Zdravko.
Yeah, as I said it before, he's the man to watch, so basically he's now in 2nd position, so he only has to hunt Unite down.
Yeah, and Rick Cardle's currently being the hunted again because he's got Gemini right behind him. So Gemini is looking to get back onto the podium, making up for his earlier error immediately.
Yeah, now he has the slipstream, but I'm not sure it's enough to pace.
Rick got a poor exit there, and you can see that because Gemini lifted slightly onto the approach to that left-hander there, he's got the run. It's probably quite early to go for the move. We'll see whether he can keep this down into the next corner. We've got a car off behind, by the way, a car off in the gravel I saw, but I can't see who it was. But there we go, Gemini up into P3 initially, but will Rick have the run at the end of the straight? I think he will.
He will definitely. He opts for the outside. Let's see what he does on the braking. Gemini has this, I think. Yep.
Yeah, and Rick goes onto the grass, so that's not good for Rick. He's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to catch up to the front again. Qualifying pace clearly there, but yeah, Gemini with that stunning pole lap, 2 minute 13 dead around this track. He's showing his mettle and he's carving his way back through. He has 2 cars to get through in order to get back to where he was. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's impossible, does it? We've got 11 laps to go, and Gemini's back up to P3 already.
Yeah, we've got side-by-side action here. Redbot, Twin Cam, and maybe Texas as well. No, he decides to Rony on that move, but it is a chance for Redbot to defend. He won't be on the ideal line for turn 1, but then turn 2 should rescue him. But now Twin Cam goes for the dive and he's blocked
lost
the
it.
apex. And it's
Oh,
a
that's
double
big
takeout.
crash. Yeah.
Oh,
Who's that who just gained? Was that... Well, Texas has lost out, and Dario must be laughing in his helmet or something,
Dario.
because he's just made up so many places there through that incident. But yeah, Twin Cam, what was going on there?
he just went for a full send. Unfortunately, his attempts to block the apex return to it fails, and the bowling has resulted in 2 cars getting taken out of the game. Let's look at the battle for a second now, guys. Gabor and Gemini. This will be a flat out section for a little while more, and then they'll be braking for this most dangerous corner, in my opinion. If you get it wrong, you're straight in the Armco. Great job by Gabor.
Without risking to be unpopular with this opinion, we know that MRC are generally rapid in the FBM, but what has happened is that both Zesty and Gemini have lost it basically on their own in the FBM around, it's a tricky course, but they lost it in corners where they should probably be familiar. What's going on with these guys?
You know how they call it, ambition over adhesion? I think they just pushed too hard, and it's a tricky track. You just put your one wheel on the grass like Gabor did now, and you have huge problems.
Yeah, so Gemini there, side by side. This is the corner where he lost it before. He lost it on his own going into this section, on lap 2 I think it was. But he's up to P2 for now anyway. Zdravko, talk us through this.
Well, Gabor put a wheel on the grass, and that's what killed his race now. I think that Gemini lost him on the draft, yeah, so Gemini will now have to fight and have to hound Unite, and he has 9 laps to do it.
Yeah, he has 9 laps to take down a 3-second gap. The gap has stayed at 3 seconds to Unite basically this whole time. So even though Gemini has been efficient with the traffic, he still has a lot of work to do, because Unite seems to be, at the moment, trying to avoid commentator's curse here, he seems to be consistent right now.
Well, Unite's fastest lap is only 0.08 slower than Gemini's, but Unite has had clean air till now, and I think that the next lap we will see how fast Gemini can go.
Yeah, Twin Cam. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, the cameras spotted Magic making a move on Twin Cam just in time.
Oh, so just as I said that, Unite makes an error. That's absolutely typical, isn't it? It looks like Gemini's also made a mistake. Look.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Sensational.
Gabor back through, so it's all going off. This little tricky track, it is really difficult, and I can imagine it's quite a lot of fun also in the FBM. But we have already lost 9 drivers from this race, and we've only been driving for 5 laps. But yeah, Gabor for Silas back up to P2. Gemini.
I think Gemini is back for a vengeance now.
See what happens here. They're side by side along this huge, enormous back straight.
I think there's still time for Gabor to come back with the draft. Let's just see what Gemini does on the
He has to go defensive.
corner.
He has to go defensive. Yep, goes defensive. Gabor's going to try and do what Rick Cardle couldn't do and go around the outside. Meanwhile, this is letting Unite make up for the error. Yeah, and Gabor's done exactly what Rick Cardle did. Gemini must be grinning. He's baited another Sidus driver into falling off onto the grass at that corner. 2 seconds to gap now.
Yeah, but we still won't get good lap times out of them because they both made a mistake on that lap. That is basically let Ricardo back into the fight.
2.1 seconds the gap at the line between Unite and Gemini, and it looks like we still have a fight on for the win of this race, even though it looked like Unite had everything in the bag a minute ago. Gemini certainly looks like a man possessed at the moment, trying to capitalise on the qualifying pace that he clearly has. And yeah, I think he can do it. If he can keep the car on the track and stop making mistakes, I reckon he can do it.
Yeah, we shall see. And another side-by-side battle. It's Iron Donny on the inside against Redbot for the first corner. And Donny makes the move with Texas wanting to avoid any hassle. Second time around, a bit of lag here for Redbot, but he seems to be okay. Donny slips on the curb. Oh, it's struggle central for Redbot. He's going to reappear, hopefully. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Redbot's having some ping trouble, the Indian driver there. But anyway, let's see. Redbot was unlucky in the battle with Twin Cam a few laps ago. Twin Cam is down in P15 at the moment, and this battle is going to go on and on and on, I think, between Redbot and Dhoni.
Yeah, just in the background, it's Steve Martin running a traditional or the default FBM livery, and Yannick Catella behind.
Yeah, Yoni Casella's made up a lot of places, hasn't he? I think he qualified somewhere just at the end of the top 20, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, end of the top 30, in fact, yeah. We're approaching halfway through this one. Unite looks comfortable out front, but he is being caught. He is being caught, definitely. The gap has come down actually 0.6 of a second in the first two sectors of this lap. As we approach the final complex of corners, Gemini looking to take over the lead of the race. He's not made this one easy for himself.
Yeah, definitely not, and he's hit the wall again on the exit of the last turn.
Yeah, seems like a lot of drivers are doing that, as we've got Talha off on the grass on the back straight. I don't know how Talha has managed to lose it on a straight, to be honest, but there we go. It is a pretty easy, flat-out section, that, and it looks like he's got some damage, which probably explains why he was struggling to keep it in a straight line. What's going on with Talha's car, gents?
The right front camber is quite off. It's manageable, but any more hits, and unfortunately, Pete, that'll be him needing the pit lane.
Yeah, well, he's actually lost a lot of places. I didn't realise quite how many places he'd lost. He's almost at risk of dropping out of the top 10 at this point, because Mandula is now back up to P5.
Yeah, Tala surely had a spin because he lost 14 seconds on the last lap.
Yeah, that's a crucial amount of time, only about 2 minute 15 lap. We have Team DC against Elmo here. For 15th. Oh, great move if that sticks.
Trying to throw it around the outside of the Sim broadcast car there, and getting the inside for the back straight. Goes wide. Elmo's going to have a run again. Side-by-side action. That was almost a great move, though. You're right, Eoin, around the outside there. Quite difficult to do, especially because it's off camber at the exit. So Tim's not done here.
I don't think there's space.
Elmo leaves room, goes on the grass, and he's off. In the wall.
On Elmo.
Yeah, that's front right damage now for Elmo, and his teammate goes through. That's Kid, promoted to P17. Unlucky. Back to the front. The gap is under a second between Gemini and Unite, and I really don't want to miss this. So let's keep our eyes on this gap at the next sector. Yeah. Unite's mirrors are now full of Gemini.
Yeah, I think Gemini is on course for another fastest lap. He did 13.94 last time around. I think he will go even faster this lap.
We ride on board with the master race car driver, Gemini 95, as he heads up to the start-finish line, following the nice Sauber livery that Nico Bertola's decided to strap onto his FBM for this race. 250th running of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race is over halfway complete. We're riding on board with Gemini. Let's see what he can do down the back straight. Good exit.
So Gemini took 7/10 of a second in the last lap out of Unite. At this rate, he will get near him in 2 laps.
Yeah, interestingly, it looks like Unite's had a better first sector so far than Gemini, so let's see where Gemini is quick. That was a nice chicane. This is where the track begins to take the outer roads around the circuit. We don't stay on the circuit for this layout. We go onto some of the outer roads. As Gemini runs a couple of wheels on the grass there. You could see how committed he was, but then ran a little bit wide and spun up the rears on the grass. That's cost him a little bit of time. They've got some back marker traffic now. This could play into Gemini's hands here. What's the back marker going to do?
Oh no! Oh!
And I heard it. I didn't see it. I heard it. And Gemini's race is surely over. The back marker there, losing it at the apex of a very fast corner. and that has denied us surely the grandstand finish that we expected to see. We just missed it, but yes, the back marker there. I'm not sure who it was. Can you find out who that was for us, Eoin? LG Meese, we're hearing, unfortunately causing that one. Yeah, you don't like to see it. Gemini, unfortunately, going to be denied the win here, or at least a chance at winning, because of that one.
Yeah, I'm seeing some front toe damage on his car, but I think he will be able to drive the car to the end of the race.
Okie dokie. Well, I don't think he'll be making any moves on anybody with that car. But Mandula is up to P4, so it looks like he's having a great week. If you remember back to the weekend, he got a podium in GT2C, and it looks like he's knocking on the door of another podium here. So really, really strong week of racing for Mandula. But yeah, the Sidus guys have been given a bit of a gift here, haven't they?
Yeah, that was just his attempt to hide on the apex to hopefully let the quicker traffic go. It just didn't pay off. It was too narrow. But yeah, this is definitely the gift Unite and the Sidus guys would have wanted.
Yeah, Gemini's going to have to struggle for the next 5.5 laps with that ailing FBM. Got more damage on it than I care to mention. Almost at risk of being overtaken by his teammate Michael Malek, who's currently in P6 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the first split results to see how big of a damage Gemini has.
Yeah, he's still absolutely pushing that thing flat out. Let's see what sort of pace he's managing to get.
He's a bit slower than Michael and quite slower than Mandula, so yeah, I think his focus has to be on finishing the race in 5th position, and I don't think he will have pace to attack forward.
Yeah, I mean, with bent suspension, you know how much time you lose on a straight if your wheels aren't pointing in the right direction, especially in single-seater cars. You do lose a lot of time. Dario and Talha are having a good battle, so the MRC battles are continuing up and down the field. There's a lot of them in this race. We've currently got Talha to Texas with Dario in the middle from 8th to 10th in this race. And we're watching Dario, who was passed by his teammate Talha at some point in the last sector. Talha brushes the wall, actually.
Well, Dario has a car without damage, so I think it's just a matter of keeping the nose clean for him. Well, Talha was before in better position, but now has even more damage, so he probably had another crash with a wall.
Yeah, and another driver that's having a good time on this lap is Born to Race's Ayub. He's gained 2 positions since the beginning of the lap, and he's looking very quick. So X-Tough is in his dust.
Speaking of in the dust, Jari Katila is currently in the dust of Twin Cam. Yoni is looking to be the highest climber in this race at this rate. Currently P14 and quite close to the top 10 positions, and he's probably got laps left to make a good attempt at that. This is the battle for P13 that we're watching at the moment. Twin Cam in the Born to Race car ahead of Yoni Katila for World Class Lines. And here they come off of the little bridge that we've got here on Race Screen North. Westhill North. So across start finish we go.
Yoni posted a 2:18.5, so he probably had some mistake on that lap.
Yeah, it looks like Twin Cam's pulled away a little bit, doesn't it, in that first sector?
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, even Yoni's fastest lap isn't faster than Twin Cam's, so I think that Yoni got ahead when Twin Cam had problems with Redbot. But now that Twin Cam is ahead, I think that Yoni doesn't have the pace to catch back up.
Yeah, speaking of driving who's having trouble, Talha was just passed by Redbot and his teammate, and it looks like he's going to be under threat very, very quickly from Donny. So, we've got front right damage, heavy front right damage on Talha's car. He's been in a wall somewhere, and this is going to be trivial, I guess, for Donny. He's going to be getting P11 very soon. yeah, big damage for Talha. It's going to be very difficult to turn left. Yeah, into the wall again for Talha, and here comes Donny.
Yeah, Donny should get through nice and safely. Our race leader has been paying too much attention to the chat. It even made him lol for a second. But it won't be funny because Gabor's time, he's gained about 3 seconds this lap. I need to double check that one for you. It's 2:14.0 for Gabor, and the lead is down to about 1.69 seconds.
Yes, United did a 2:16.4, so definitely lost 2 seconds somewhere in the lap, but has picked no damage, so he's lucky to have no damage now.
United still leads this one, ahead of Gabor and Rick Cardle. Rick Cardle did qualify in P2, but his teammates got the better of him. If you're wondering what happened to Gemini lost it on his own at the beginning of the race and then was unfortunately collected by a back marker on a very tricky left-hander on the back straight a few laps ago. And he's trying to get to the end on, as you can see, a very battered FBM with his teammate Michael trying to make gains for himself.
And Ayub has gained another position. Team DC made a mistake on the overpass, and it nearly resulted in a collision between the two of them, but thankfully his oversteer lent him to the right rather than the left. And that means Ayub is 15th, or 16th, sorry.
Yeah, Tim DC's had a bit of a wobbly race. You've seen him being in battles, and yeah, he's solidly in the mid-pack. But yeah, I'm sure he would have liked to have been involved in some of the scraps higher up. There's been a lot of scraps higher up, you have to say, and the front right of Tim's car is also not looking very healthy. Now that I look at it, that car's going to be pretty tricky around left-handers. Luckily, there are not that many of them here. Yeah, in fact, he's got camber problems on all of his tyres by the looks of it. We have a battle, Zdravko. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, and it's over already. Yeah, Talha has problems with adjusting for his damage, so he should lift more for that turn because his car is so damaged, and he doesn't lift, he hits the wall, then the car is damaged even more, and it's a downward spiral for him for the last 3 laps in this race. He will be lucky to finish.
Yeah, it's looking like it's a bit of a handful to drive in a straight line. There are lots of straight lines on this track. Talha struggling with that car that wants to go anywhere except straight at the moment. And that's Rony who has actually dropped off again from behind Twin Cam. So Twin Cam's really on pace at the moment.
Yeah, I think the B2R guys, I think it was their qualifying that might let them down, or the 1 or 2 overtakes that backfired. They've been very quick since they've been able to settle. The battle for the lead now, so close. X-Tough has the teammate 7-9 to contend with. Just in between them are the runners Steve Martin and Tim DC.
Yeah, I really like the FNS skins. I think they're really quite smart, aren't they? Running 19th and 20th at the moment. Just to let you know that Talha was overtaken by Yoni Casilla. Yoni now up to P13, following Twin Cam closely. But Twin Cam definitely has the legs on Yoni at the moment, so I don't expect to see Yoni overtaking Twin Cam unless he makes an error at some point during the last 2 laps that we have here. The gap at the front is down to 1.14. Sorry, Zdravko, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that to me it looks like Gabor is pushing for the win because he put the gap down to 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second, you're right. Well, I said before that we were denied the battle for the lead. That was a commentator's curse, so I won't say that again. I'll let you talk about that instead.
Well, I can say we will have no battle for the lead, so maybe we get it now.
Now you said that, we won't.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it objectively, I think the Gabor should be faster than United, but being half a second per lap faster, I don't think he is that much. We'll see. It's easy to make a mistake here. United will probably feel the pressure and have to push a bit more. Because Gabber already took 0.4 seconds this lap.
Yeah, and 2/10 in the last sector alone, so we've got a long straight coming up here now, and he'll have a distant toe for sure. Yeah, he'll have a distant toe. No move will be made at the end of the straight on this occasion, though. With 2 laps to go, the ball. Yeah, he could have a shot, couldn't he? He could have a shot.
Yeah, but if he doesn't over push it, it's easy to do it on a track like this.
Certainly is. And he got a little bit sideways there, didn't he, out of the chicane? Almost spinning. I mean, this car is so tricky, especially when you throw really tight and twisty corners into the equation as well. Must be really hard to pick a setup that's stable everywhere here because you've got so many different types of corners. But anyway, Gabor is on the back straight and the gap has opened up, if anything. So, yeah, this is going to go down to the wire between these two.
Yeah, if I may make 2 quick points, lads. We've lost Team DC from the race. He had a disconnect. But 3 drivers, 8th, 9th and 10th, are worth watching. They're separated by only a few lengths, really. Texas in between here. You won't want any more mishaps, especially with a trusted teammate like Dario.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
Looking quick as well.
The MRC guys who are knocking 9 bells out of each other, and Redbot's trying to get involved as well. I mean, there are so many MRC drivers in this race, it's hard not to be in a battle with one of them, especially if you're one of their teammates.
It will be a very eventful race for them, but they're still in top 10. They have 4 cars in top 10. It's still not bad.
Oh, Dario grabbed the grass there. We saw on the rear view camera. This will let Texas slipstream down the back straight here. Texas will want this move surely from his teammate. You always want to be ahead of your teammate, even if you don't tell them to their face. Here comes Texas.
Yeah, Texas very much going for the move now, the long straight. Oh, he's going to clip the grass on the outside apex. Dario's defending as hard as he can, with Texas using extra asphalt to help him, but Dario defends. Oh, there's contact. Redbot is going to swarm, and Iandoni is going to arrive on the accident scene as well.
Yeah, it's such a pinch point now. We've seen so many incidents there all race long, especially on lap 1 when Lorenzo caused not 1 but 2 pile-ups into that corner. So yeah, this track is proving to be quite difficult with the FBM. So Zdravko, what's the situation at the front? What's happening?
Well, United just posted the fastest lap, so he's not giving up, and I'm thinking Gabriel is going out of time. He has half a lap to overtake United, and there aren't many corners where he can get that time. But I don't want to curse United.
Yeah, we have SBTV Falca just ahead of them. He'll have to just leg it as fast as he can to avoid needing to yield to blue flags. I'm sure he's probably the most nervous guy on the track right now. The fate of the race could be in his hands.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of backmarker drama in this race. Quite enough for one race. Thank you very much. So hopefully the rest of the backmarkers stay out of this battle. We don't want them to get in the way. I'm sure they will. Gabor solidly in the slipstream, but not able to get close enough to unite as Falcon moves out the way there. Oh, Gabor going over the rev range there. He's outbraked himself almost. Again, he's outbraked himself. He's pushing so hard here. Just got the braking ever so slightly wrong, over-revved the car, and I'd be surprised if he hasn't got some engine damage as a result of that, guys.
Yeah, let's focus on the run to the line. Yeah, go ahead.
It was a good try. He had to try something.
He did have to try something. Unite for Genuine Racing comes across the line to win in style, you have to say, ahead of Gabor for Sidus. Rick Cardle will come across the line in P3. That's a sim broadcast backmarker there of Tilo Falkenberg coming across the line as well. But yes, congrats to Unite. He had to put up with everything there. He had to put up with absolutely everything at the end there.
But Dario and Texas are going hammer and tongs as well. We might have just missed the crucial battle there. Dario has it made here if he just survived the last corner.
sorry, struggling to get that on the camera right
Texas
now.
bumps red bot in the back, but it's okay.
It looks like Texas lost position to Redbot on the last lap.
Looks like we got a lot of drama we weren't expecting during that last lap, it has to be said. Yeah, sorry for missing the last battle there, but yeah, the intensity of the race certainly hotted up at the end for the mid-pack for sure. But yeah, what a race at the front. Unite must be sweating a little bit after that. He thought he was going to be under attack by Gemini, and then it turned out that Gemini basically was picked up by a backmarker. So yeah, a little bit unlucky for him. And then Gabor narrowly avoided the move into the final sector. Had to push so hard.
There's still one fight left for 25th position. Elmo will finish ahead of Jox.
Oh, maybe
And
not.
Rony.
Oh, Jox nearly throws it all away. Almost lost the back end though.
Oh, Elmo will not finish ahead. Or will he?
I think his damage to the front wing is going to cost him here. His
It will
photo
be side by
finish.
side.
Well, we're going to see the finish. Apologies for not getting it on the camera, but we got
Oh.
under the wall. Oh my goodness. Yada just stays ahead, and Elmo there finishing in P24 with Jox P25. Oof. And here comes Rony finally across the line. After that first lap incident, he finishes down in P27 in the end.
That's everybody, I think.
Great. So there we are. We have 29 finishers from 40 starters in the 250th edition of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. We hope you enjoyed it. We have the race results coming up very shortly. The final classification of this race. Owen, do you want to take us down the order?
Yeah, I will, of course. Genuine Racing Unite has won the day, just 0.8 of a second clear of Gabor. Ricardo did his best today and has earned a third place. Mandula, fourth for him, with Gemini completing the top 5. Michael, the Hamuli, Dario, Redbot, and Texas are the top 10. Iron Donny was very close to those guys as well, not quite able to break in there. Twin Cam was 12th. It'll be St. Patrick's Day for him and me tomorrow, so I hope he'll be satisfied with that. Yanni Catella, the unlucky 13th, a good run from very low down on the grid. SBTV has been represented by Kid in 14th and Ayub 15th. And another fantastic run for Steve Martin, that's 16th. Talha overtook at turn 12 over 7-9, so that's 17th over 18th. Yari Catella ran well as well for 19th, and Xtoff completes the top 20. Moving along now, we have Magic in 21st position with Lorenzo, Yaroslav Donalik, SBTV's Elmo, and Jox in the top 25. Timu Soini, I saw him roll on the first corner of the first lap, but he was able to recover. Ahead of Rony himself in 27th, and Ricky is the last driver on the lead lap in 28th. SBTV's Falca made it, but he was lapped at the thrilling conclusion there. Team DC disconnected near the end, and then retirements for Zesty, Simjinchas, Kurku 87, SBTV's Adam, Atian, Fadas, Climbs, Sabot, Anan Faz, and LG Mies.
Yes, 40 drivers there classified, even though only 29 of them actually crossed the line at the end. We like to classify all the drivers though, so there we go. That brings to conclusion the 250th running. It was a fun one.
Yeah, it's been a great all season, 6 races down. Genuine Racing Unite making another fantastic run at Westhill, so he'll be very proud of himself. And the challenge was indeed the new layout, particularly the final bridge, corners 12 to 15. So the drivers did their best, and unfortunately we did have some of the retirements. That's the way it goes sometimes. Zdravko, what do you think?
Well, after first 3 laps, when the field was closed, we didn't have any more retirements, except I think Tim. So I think it went better than I expected. I kinda expected half of the field to crash out and retire, so they behaved well.
They did behave well on the whole, and we had a fun battle at the end there on the last lap between Unite and Gabor. Thank you very much to Zdravko and Eoin for joining me in commentary for the. This is quite a milestone, really. If you have to say, 250 runs of this series. That's 500 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, because there's one every 2 weeks, of course. And we do have a lot more action coming up for you for the in the Rony's series. We have RTFR XL on Tuesday, the 23rd of March. That'll be Aston Grand Prix in the XRR. So yeah, the longer format event in the form of RTFR XL happening next Tuesday, the 23rd of March from 1850 here on Sim Broadcasts. Speaking of what we've got coming up this week, we have quite a thrilling calendar because we've got I think 5 broadcasts back to back over the next few days, starting on Saturday. But anyway, let's go through those right now. Tomorrow we are heading to iRacing for the first round of the SMRC Esports Racing Spring Cup, a series by the Scottish Motor Racing Club, from Road Atlanta, full course with the Global Mazda MX-5 Cup. That's live on the SMRC Esports Facebook page, their YouTube channel, and of course our Twitch channel here for you guys to watch that. That's going to be fun. 3 races, 15 minutes each at Road Atlanta in the MX-5. It's going to be absolute carnage. We can't wait. Then at the weekend, speaking of carnage, we have the GT2 Challenge, the final round from Aston Grand Touring. The series by New Dimension Racing comes to its conclusion, the championship rounds at least, before the 6-hour post-season endurance race on April the 4th. Sign-ups are open for that, and you can check that out on the Live for Speed forum. Then on Monday, we have an announcement. We are going to be broadcasting 6 of the GTR Monday events, starting with the opener on Monday from Kyoto Ring K31 at 19:30 UTC in the GT1s. All the information about this is available on the MRC website as well as the Live for Speed forum, and we hope you can join us for that. It's going to be fun. We are broadcasting 6 rounds of this series, the opener, 4 rounds in the middle somewhere, and the finale. And we're quite looking forward to that. It should be quite a lot of fun. Back to tonight's action. We really appreciate the sponsorship, of course, by World Class Lines for this series. €400 going to the drivers at the end of the year for the teams and drivers championships, respectively. And all that's left to say is thank you very much for tuning in this evening. We hope you enjoyed it. I've been Peter Butcher. I've been joined tonight by Zdravko Topolnjak, a new voice for you to listen to on our broadcast, hopefully, and Eoin Harmon. Gents, your final thoughts, please.
Yeah, I'll begin. It was once more a very difficult race. The track had a lot of pitfalls on its layout, especially the back straight, where there'll be pretty much one at a time running. But yeah, it was great to see a few leaders. Obviously, the battles for position weren't side-by-side action as you'd like to see. Just the mistakes were caused. And the man who kept it most patient was Unite. Kept it nice and stable and got the win.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's a track that challenges the drivers. It's a quite fast car. Some parts are tight. You can't make a mistake because there's a grass, there's fences waiting for you, and winner is the guy that has his nose clean most of the time. And props to Unite for being the best today.
Thank you guys for that little summary. I agree entirely. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Sim Broadcasts. We hope you can join us for our bumper calendar that we've got coming up over the next few days. It's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a wild ride. We hope you can join us. Check out our full calendar on our website at simbroadcasts.tv. All that's left to say is thank you for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.